And in this video, we are going to talk about contracts and how easy it is to send a contract to somebody. Hey guys, welcome back to the David Dodge Show, coming to you from my living room once again. And in this video, we are going to talk about contracts and how easy it is to send a contract to somebody, but also about why it's probably one of the most important parts of this business. And when I say this business, I mean investing in real estate, right? I'm a wholesaler, I'm a fix and flipper, I'm a landlord, right? All of these things are different types of investing in real estate. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I'm loving to talk about marketing, right? That's really where it all starts, the 3 pillars of wholesaling. In fact, stick around to the end of this video and I will give you a free copy of my newest book, The 3 Pillars of Wholesaling. But the 3 pillars of wholesaling are marketing. They're making offers and following up on your leads. It's literally that simple, okay? The marketing, that's where we start, and that's where the magic happens, really. That's where it all begins. That's where you can get on the phone with sellers and you can weed out the people that are unmotivated, and the ones that are motivated, those are the people that you are gonna wanna use contracts with and send them an offer. Okay? So we use contracts to send offers, but really what we use contracts for is to gain control of a property. Whenever we send somebody an offer via a contract and they sign it and we sign it, we have what's called equitable interest in that property. And because we have that equitable interest, we are then able to market that contract for sale. Hey, sounds a lot like wholesaling, doesn't it? And we're able to market that contract for sale. We can go find a buyer and we can wholesale that deal or sell that contract. And if you want to fix and flip or to do the landlording, then you don't sell it, you just keep it. But you still need to use contracts in order to gain control of those properties. So the marketing gets the phone ringing, or it's outbound ringing somebody else's phone. And once we find somebody that's motivated, we're gonna use a contract. The contracts that we use are typically 1 or 2 pages. And if you head on over to discountpropertyinvestor.com and create a free account, you can use a contract generator that my partner Mike and I created. And literally in under 90 seconds, you can send a contract from your phone to a seller. It's an amazing tool, and it's a very simple 2-page contract, all right? So when we are sending a contract, we're doing it to gain control of that property. And maybe we're gonna buy it, maybe we're just wanting to gain control so we can sell it. But we're gonna need to sign it, and the seller is gonna need to sign it. And in that contract, really we're only looking for a couple things. We want the date, obviously, so we know when the contract was created. And we wanna know who the buyer is, and we wanna know who the seller is. And we typically wanna know the property address, because that's really what we're trying to buy, right, is a property. So we're gonna need the property address on there. We're also gonna need to know what we're willing to pay for that property. We're gonna need to know the amount of earnest money. You know, what are we willing to put up? And typically this is refundable, by the way, but what are we willing to put up to show that we wanna, that we have interest and that we truly are motivated? Often, guys, this is $100, maybe $10. It's a very small amount of money, but you have to have the earnest money in there. Typically, you're also gonna wanna know where the property is going to close, where the transaction closing is going to occur. We're going to want to know on what date that process is going to take place. When do we want to close? Is it in 30 days? Is it in 45 days? We're going to want to put that in those contracts. Next, we're going to want to put in an inspection period. This is where we start to get into our CYA clauses, which really stand for cover your ass. Because I don't want you to get into a deal or an opportunity where you have risk. I want to try to eliminate all of that risk. So we use CYA clauses, and we'll talk about a couple of my favorites in a minute. But these CYA clauses are the cover your ass clauses to allow you to get out of this contract all the way up until the minute of closing, and then oftentimes at any given time. So you can eliminate or reduce your risk down to basically zero. Okay? So the inspection period is one of those CYA clauses. We're going to put that in there. We're also going to add some CYA clauses like subject to a final walkthrough, right? That gives me the opportunity to go walk through it one last time, and if I don't ever go do that final walkthrough, well then the deal's off, right? I like to also put into these contracts subject to my partner's approval, but I'm not labeling a partner. I'm just saying subject to partner's approval, guys. Well, that partner could be one of my cats that are jumping around in the background here, or it could be any investor that I meet, any landlord, anybody that's interested in buying any deal from me, any cash buyer. So you have simple ones like your inspection period, you have subject to final walkthrough, you have subject to partner's approval. You could also have it be subject to a roof inspection or a sewer scope or something along those lines, okay? You could have subject to financing contingencies, which I rarely use, but you could do so. Another one of my favorite CYA clauses is subject to verifying title, taxes, and value. Because when you first hear somebody say that, or when you read that, subject to verifying title, taxes, and value, well, it seems pretty easy, right? You can verify the taxes pretty easily. You go look them up. And you can verify the title by having a title company pull it and make sure that there's nothing too crazy on there that they can't overcome. But the value is, in your opinion. And if you aren't able to verify that the value is at or above what you've contracted it for, again, it gives you the ability to get out of the contract. So use these simple CYA clauses when you're making offers to eliminate your risk literally completely. And if you want to make the earnest money of $10 or $100 or whatever you put up refundable, then you can put that in there too. Last but not least, guys, we're going to want to have a place for the seller to sign, print, and date. And we're going to want to have a place for us as the buyer to also sign, print, and date. And that's it. That's literally all that's needed to do a real estate deal or to send an offer to somebody. So don't overthink it. Don't think it needs to be 6 pages or 12 pages. In some cities and states, there's like 14-page contracts. In fact, my partners and I have flipped over 600 deals literally using 1- and 2-page contracts. So we're going to send a contract to a seller. They're going to sign, we're going to sign. We're going to find a title company or a closing attorney, and we're going to give them that contract, and then we're going to give them that earnest money. And by doing so, we now have opened escrow. The due consideration is the earnest money, and in order for a contract to be valid and legal, you have to have some due consideration or earnest money. But again, don't overthink it, guys. We often buy houses and we put down $10 in earnest money and we give a contract. And we now have that equitable interest. We have control of the deal. And then now that we have control of the deal, we're going to go out and we're going to do our inspections. We're going to start marketing that property right away. And we're going to try to find that partner that's willing to buy it from us or partner with us. And really what ends up happening most of the time is they say, we don't want to partner with you, we just want to buy it. So we'll partner with you just to get you out of the way, wholesaling. And then they can then step in and close that deal, and they're the buyer. It's so cool. But we have the ability to market that deal once we have a contract on it. So I really want you to think about this. I have a lot of people that reach out to me and they say, wow, this is very difficult because, I don't have anything under contract. And I say, well, how many offers have you made today or this week or this month? My team, we make 2 or 3 offers every single day. So get good at starting to make offers, get comfortable, and those offers need to be low, guys. Keep them low. But once you start making offers, people sign them. They may negotiate with you a little bit, But you're never gonna have the ability to get a property under contract if you're not sending those offers. So get comfortable with that. Learn how to send those offers. Here's the coolest part. Once you get a property under contract, you're not really obligated to buy it. Your obligation is to do everything in your power to help that seller. And you can do so by finding that buyer, find that partner, okay? Now, let's take a step back for just a second. If you are wanting to be a wholesaler and you're wanting to wholesale several deals a month, it's actually quite simple. But if you don't have anything under contract, you don't have anything to sell. So in order to really kind of reverse this whole process, in order to sell something, you have to have it under contract. So you really have to kind of follow the steps in this. Start the marketing. Do it now if you haven't already. And then get good at sending contracts. It's actually really simple, but do that. And then once you have these properties under contract, you have inventory. And when you have inventory, you can now start marketing these deals, these properties with that owner by contract in the marketing message. So you're not marketing just the property, you're marketing your contract to purchase it. And then you have the ability to find these cash buyers so you can start wholesaling. It's so incredibly simple. Guys, head on over to discountpropertyinvestor.com. We have a free tool over there. It's called the Cash Offer Generator. It's free. And literally from your phone in about 90 seconds, you can fill in 11 or 12 of these fields that we talked about in this video. You basically just fill in a couple fields. Who you are, who the seller is, the address of the property, what you're willing to pay, how long inspections you want and need, where are you closing, and when. And you can get this contract generated and sent off to the seller in literally 2 or 3 minutes. And that's it. Don't overthink it. I don't even want to keep talking about this because it is that simple. Now, don't forget, add in those CYA clauses. We already have a couple of them built into that contract. But if you need inspection times, put them in there. If you need a partner's approval, put it in there. If you want to have a sewer or a roof scope or inspection, put it in there. And put in subject to verifying your taxes, your title, and the value of the property. And that, my friends, will eliminate your risk in these deals. Head on over there, check it out. If you like this video and I brought value to you, let me know. Drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Signing off.